Hi students, today we are going to discuss about something different. That is what articles, where to use articles. As you know, we have three articles, are and the, and where to use are, where to use and where to use the. We are going to talk about that. So let's start it. As you know, we have three articles, are and the, and we will divide into two categories: definite articles and indefinite articles. But before starting that, I will let you know that articles actually are determiners, and articles tell us about the noun, whether noun is specific or unspecific. So we divide them into two categories: definite article and indefinite articles. In definite articles we have the article, and in indefinite articles we have a and an article. So let's talk about its uses, where to use indefinite articles. When we speak indefinite articles, it clears that indefinite articles are not definite articles. So that's why we use for those nouns to which we are not known with. So we use for these kind of nouns. We use indefinite articles when we mean one in number. For example, John went on an elephant safari last month. Here, you mean on an elephant means an elephant in number, one in number. So next, when we refer to the habitual occurrence of something, for example, Sita travels to Chandigarh once a month. When we refer to the entire class of something, meaning all or any, you can say a camel can survive without water for at least a month. So next, when we speak of a profession or occupation, you say Mr. Roger is a teacher, a teacher. So that's why here when we refer to a profession or occupation. Next, when a countable noun follows the word such, then you can say Kulu is such a beautiful place. Next, you can say when an adjective is preceded by so. In such a case, that indefinite article is placed between the adjective and the noun. For example, I have never come across so barren a field. And next, with words and phrases such as little, few, thousand, dozen, quarter, and a lot. For example, Mina bought a dozen mangoes yesterday. In these all conditions, we use indefinite articles. Now the question is that where to use a and where to use an. Now an we use before the nouns. Noun starts with vowel sound a, I, o, u, e. For example, an hour, an honest. Here an honest, h is silent, you say honest. So that's why its sound is regarding vowels. So that's why we use an. Now let's talk about the article. The is a definite article, and to speak about a particular person or thing or one already referred to, we use the article. For example, the painting you gave me is beautiful. Here the we used because this painting was already introduced. Next, before uncountable nouns to give them a specific identity. For example, the tea in the kettle is cold. Next is when a singular countable noun is used to represent a whole class. For example, the rose is a lovely flower. Next, before adjectives when they are used as plural nouns to represent the entire class of something. For example, the young should respect the old. Next, before the superlative form of adjectives. For example, is the Amazon the deepest river in the world? Next, with ordinal numbers, for example, read the 5th chapter of your history book. Next, when we speak of things that are unique or the only ones of their kind. For example, someday humans may live on the moon. Next, before the names of musical instruments. For example, Raja is learning to play the guitar. Next, when we name the inhabitants of a country collectively. For example, the Americans won the relay race. Next, in certain fixed expressions. For example, the sooner the better, the more the merrier. Next, before some proper nouns such as the names of rivers, oceans, deserts, buildings, monuments, newspapers, holy books, trains, for example, the Indus, the Pacific Ocean, the Rajdhani Express, the Taj Mahal, the West Indies. In these all conditions, we use the article. Now there is a list of conditions where we don't use any article. We don't use any article, mean to say no articles. For example, most popular nouns such as names of people, continents, countries, and cities. Before the names of these all, we don't use any article. And there are some exceptions where we use the article, but normally we don't use the article. The names of materials, of substances, we before that we don't use the article. Plural countable nouns that refer to an entire class, we don't use any article. The names of meals, the names of days, the names of languages, the names of subjects, the names of games, we don't use any article. So this was the discussion about articles. I hope you got all points. Thank you.